with another solo race, and so I've done my last couple of these on just as blog posts, because just taking some pictures and then talking about it with words is easier for me to do, especially since I'm not going to probably do most of these races in one sitting. I'm doing them a lot, and that first video I did where I had to stitch together all of those videos, that was painful, but a lot of people like that, so I'm going to try and do another video here. And this one I may do straight through because we're doing Oyama, which is a pretty short track, and only doing 2 laps. So let's take a look at that, shall we? So here we go. It's a real quick track. This is a track that has not been used much yet. It's actually the Fuji Grand Prix from a very specific era. This is actually the version of Fuji that became the racetrack that was used in pole position, which is kind of a big deal in video game because it was the first video racing game where they used a real track instead of making up tracks. And so here you go. So this is Fuji. So it's only got 5 corners, big huge straight. At the time I think it was the longest straight in Formula 1 when it was active. Crazy corner over here. You'll also notice some new bling. I've got new cars. I bought some cars from Shapeways and painted them up. I got basically of dupes, so I could field a full 12, but I'm not fielding a full 12, as you know. We just got 10 each, and I've got these little cards that help me identify which driver's which, where I just took pictures of the cars and blew them up and put them on some cardstock, and because, you know, I went through too much effort, I put like little stats on the back of them and stuff, which is pretty crazy, but there you go. So let's talk about my car. So I'm gonna go with a 40/40/180. You don't need a lot of accel coming out of this corner because you're coming out so fast. I'm gonna need to brake here, but we're only doing 2 laps, so that's only really gonna happen once at the end of lap 2. And then coming through here, I can get up to speed coming through this little kink and then hit this corner at speed, maybe even 180 into the 140s for a couple wear, because you just want to carry speed through that corner. That's just because you're going to be in it for 2 turns no matter what. So that's the plan, generically. I also have 100 start speed because I need to get up to speed quick. There's not going to be time to hang back because this is going to be a short sprint, really, even though the track itself may lay out a little bit for run from behind. I think with 2 laps and this short of a track, I don't think I'm going to have time. So I'm going to try and start out quicker. Really, what I think I need to do is I need to beat Jackie Stewart to that first corner, because he's crushing us in the standings. He's almost double up on Sebastian Vettel, who's the number 2 car. He is double up on me, and I'm the 3rd in the standings right now. The trick's going to be, am I willing to get rid of enough skill chips to do that, enough chips to do that? So I'm definitely willing to sacrifice these. All right, what do I really want to do? I really am going to need to brake coming down into there. So I get rid of these, I think. I think we're gonna run a bit ragged. And I've got 12 wear here. Do I need 12? I mean, I'm probably going to spend 2 here. Probably none there. Probably 1 or 2 here. I don't know, I could spend a different amount there. Maybe I don't spend a ton the first time through. Alright, we're going to give up 1 more wear. I really want to get out in front of Jackie Stewart if I'm going to have any chance at this championship. Alright, so this is going to be my bid. You'll notice I've got all the other cars already set up with their strategies, but I have heard some people talk about how I go through this kind of fast when I'm doing moves and stuff because I've been doing it so long. So I'm going to kind of slow down a little, especially at the beginning, and just kind of go through this a little bit more. So we're going to do some qualifying here. So Vettel's doing 1.5 times laps. I'm sorry, that's his bonus. He's doing 2T plus the roll of a die. So the roll of a die is a 3. And this is a laps, T equals laps. So we're doing 2 laps, so that's 4. So 5.5 is what he goes for. And he's going to use green skill minus laps, so he saves 2 of those. Green skill. Where did I say he was bidding? 5.5. So that's 1.5, and then we gotta stop, and then we'll drop a 5 and give him some change. Okay, so that's 5.5, and he is one of the Ferraris. All right, so 1.5, and then he's gonna get 1.5 times lap, so that's 2, so 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's his final bid. All right, and then let's do Fangio. So Fangio also rolls a 3. So he's doing T plus the roll of a die, so 2, 3.5. Right, so half of that plus the T, which is 2, so 3.5. He's in the other Ferrari. 1, 2, 3.5, and that's going to be with red skill. Right. So this is actually his starting. Right, he's got 16 right plus his stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So there's 3.5, and then he gets to add 4 to that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Vettel just pips him. So what I'm doing here is I'm using this track to kind of keep track of all these bids. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's at 7.5, and Vettel bid 8.5 all told. So Vettel pips him for pole. Those two have been kind of fighting for pole all season here. Nigel Mansell rolls a 1, so he is also doing, so 2.5 is his bid. So that's 1.5. That's 2.5. Okay. And that's it. So he just does 2.5 using the John Player special. 1, 2.5. I like the way these cars look, but I will tell you they are really tiny and hard to do detail on. And it was obvious, and no other car more so than the John Player Special Lotus. All right, here we go. Rint also rolled a 1, so he is doing T plus. So he's 4.5. So 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. Okay. So 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 is his bid, and he's there. And then let's do James Hunt. James Hunt, 1.5. He's also doing T. That's T plus his 1.5, so that's 3.5 with red scale. So there's 3. Oh no, because he won't use either of those because he wants to keep 2 probably so he can push start. So 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. All right, so no bonus for him. So he's in 1, 2, 3.5. He's in the McLaren with the Yardley livery. All right, and I bid. What did I end up giving up? I gave up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and that's 2 more. So 5. I gave up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that puts me 3rd right this second in what turned out to be a pretty decent opening bid. And you may be wondering why the bidding here is so high on a track that's normally pretty fast, and it's because of this. So I made T equal to laps because while it is a track that can play from behind, because it is so short and there's so few corners, there's not a lot of time and room for it. So especially in bigger fields, you really need to kind of get out. So I felt like the bidding should be higher than you would think looking at it. All right, here we go. Alonso now. We need to roll dice for Alonso. Alonso rolled a 2. So that means he does nothing. He bids nothing. Okay. So Alonso provisionally in the back of the field here. And then, let's see, Stewart bids 6. Of course, I'm trying to get out in front of him and he rolls high. So 3 plus, so he bids 5. So he bids 5 with green skill -2, red skill, so nope. So just where? He just bids 5 where? Well, that's going to be interesting. He bid a lot of where for that. And then he's going to add laps divided by 2. So he bids 1 more, gets to 6 just to pit me because that's annoying, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, that may make it hard to be in front of him going into the first corner. Well, we'll see. All right, here we go. Fittipaldi. Now we're into the back markers. Fittipaldi 3 means he also bids nothing. So he and Alonso will roll some dice. And then Raikkonen also bids nothing, so he will also be rolling some dice. So we have 3 cars in the back bidding nothing. All right, so we're going to use published rules for tiebreaker, and I'll go in order from top to bottom. So the lowest die roll will be farther up as I throw the die under the table. Wow, really far under the table. And there's some riveting television for you. All right. So 9, 7, 4. Alrighty then. So bottom to top will be how we'll stack that. All right. So let's put these people on the grid, and we'll set this down so that I'm not wobbly all over the place. Right. So drunk. Except let's put it down this way because that way you'll be able to see the field as it stacks up. Drunk. 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 And you can see that these cars are just a little bigger than my spaces. And obviously this is a track that I've just printed out myself to the scale that was kind of what I was shooting for in general. But there we go. And now I'm going to take a seat and figure out what I'm doing. So here's me. There's the guy we're all worried about. All of us in this first 2 rows. Oh, right, so before I forgot. So Jackie Stewart has the fun. If you qualify in the first, it's actually 3 rows. This was I've not reprinted my own version. So we flip it. Oh no. Yeah. Right, so he was stalking. So he switched to front big because he got the bid he wanted out of life. Here we can see the first couple corners. But he's low on wear. He's got 9. I've got 11. It's not crazy low on wear. I've got the better top speed, but he's got the better excel and decel. Okay, well, I think I'm going to, let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a really good spot to be in. And there's a chance that he won't push his start. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to push. No, I'm going to plot 120. So let's see what other people are going to do here. So let's go around. So in the front row, we've got Vettel on the inside, and we've got Fangio on the outside there in the 2 Ferraris. So let's roll. We got a 7. So that means we're going to put the tactic marker there, right? So, and there's been some questions about this, but yes, we do look at these for start. The thing is that a lot of times it just doesn't matter. So he wants 2-star for his first one. 2-star is 140 plus D. His deceleration is 60, so his target speed is 200. Now, he can't get to 200 off the start. So that's why I say a lot of times it just doesn't matter. But really, you're just saying, okay, does he want to go as fast as he can here? He does. He wants to go 120, so his car says he will try to. His tactic says he will try to, but in this case, he doesn't spend the 2 skill because of his superpower to do all tests for free in the first third of the race. So he goes he plots 120. So let's go over here. I mean, Fangio won't be able to beat him off the line, but right, we might as well see what he's doing. He's doing 6. So we'll put that up there by the tactic 6. He wants 1-star, which is 120 plus D. If you can see that. He's also pushing, so he will go for 120. He will have to spend his 2 skill to do it, though. Okay, so they're both going 120. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so does Vettel want the line? Normally you would say yes. He is going to try and spend 2. So what would he do here? So this is what I'll do sometimes to try and figure it out, because this corner is actually, the line is not a no-brainer here. The inside is not terrible. But anyways, so so if he's here on the line, he's going to go 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If someone's inside of him and goes 120, 1, 2, they won't cut him off. He could from here go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and end up farther inside. So I think that's actually his play. He's going to stay inside. And then Fangio will take the line, because I think at that point there's no reason not to. Okay, so then let's see what's going on down here. So Jackie 4. Okay, so he wants to do 1-star, which we've already decided is just a lot of speed. He is not going to push though, so he goes his 100. Okay, here's where I may have caught a break, right? I am pushing. Let me roll for my push. I'm going to not use my skill because I'm planning on using it back here. Oh, and I rolled a 9. A 9 is a partial failure. I misshift. Oh, man. Clearly should have used my skill. All right, so we go down to 80. Oh, man. All right, so here we go. Jackie gets his 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get my 80. I tuck in behind him. Man, oh man. All right, well, it could have been worse. Could have been worse, but 120 would have been really nice there. I really gotta do something to keep these from sliding around over the place. I'm gonna put a box over there. Maybe that'll help. Okay. All right, let's look at the next group here. We've got Jocelyn Rindt and James Hunt outside of him. So let's recover our dice. So 11. So he's going to do this tactic. There aren't any 3 spends, but a 2 spend is, again, lots of stuff. He doesn't have 2 skills, so he's just going to go 100. So 100 for him. And that's going to beat Hunt off the line no matter what, but let's figure out what Hunt's speed is. Hunt's speed is going to be, so he rolled a 4, so he's going to go here, right? He's going as fast as possible. He does have 2 skill to spend, so he will bump his start speed up to 80 in his effort to get as fast as possible. Because again, we've determined none of the speeds that people are going to go here are going to be slower than they can. I mean, 100 plus D for everyone on this track is, as I quickly scan to make sure I'm not lying to you, is faster than everyone's start speed is going to be. So they're all going to go as fast as possible. which is why we often don't have to worry about the symbols on the first space. But different tracks are different. Monaco, you usually do have to worry about it because the first corner is slow and really close. All right, so 100 for Joss and Rint in the Green Lotus, and he gets to go first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he pulls up next to me, and then 80 for Hunt. 1, 2, 3. Might as well just tuck in there. He wants to be inside. Right, next group, we've got Mansell in the JPS. And trust me that he rolled a 9. All right, he does want to spend skill to move up to 8. And you can see I've stopped paying attention to what the symbols are because I know it doesn't matter now for this turn. So he's going to go 80. And then outside of him is Alonzo, who, in this case, his rule overrides that. He will always push the start plus 40 for free. So he goes 140. As I splash the pot. Alright, and Alonzo's start. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he passes me too, and that's really upsetting. Again, with my failed push, really hurting me here. But maybe he'll mess with Jackie Stewart. So that's what I've got to hope for here. And then Rint goes his 80. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lines up there. And then we've got Fittipaldi, 3 up here. He would push, but he isn't gonna because he doesn't have any skill, so he's gonna go 6. All right, 1, 2, 3. We're these back 2 rows where people are by themselves. We don't have to run anyone else. And Reichen rolls a 5. He never pushes his start. He goes 20. 20. And he just kind of slides over in the middle there. So here we are, coming into that first corner. And I am exactly where I said I didn't want to be. What's Jackie going to do? Jackie's going 100. I mean, the thing is, I could figure out exactly what Jackie's going to do, but I try not to do that because that feels a little like cheating. It's really hard to tell what people are going to do coming into this corner. They could keep accelerating into it, but they don't have to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would put me there, which would be not a bad spot to be. Could get me through and would let me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to have to audible because I'm not going to be able to get in front of Jackie Stewart right away. So I'm going to do this and see what happens. Alright, so we're just going to whip through some moves here. No die rolling needed. So Vettel's on the inside. He gets down to the 1 single dot. So he's going to go 100, which is just a DSO of 20 for him. And he's going to try and spend a wear. Fangio, on the other hand, is actually going to spend 2 wear there on the line, so he's going to go 140 and go first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and spend 2 wear. And he's still got 14, so that's going to be interesting. Vettel spends 100 for 1 wear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tucks in behind him for wear. They both move down. Well, actually, Vettel moves down to his second position, to the second spot on his strategy card because he is into and past the first corner. Fangio is not. he resets his cube, but he's not into his second phase. All right, so let's do this next group. Jackie Stewart wants 1 with a star, nope. 2 with a star, nope. 1 with a circle, 1 without a star, yep. 100. Jackie is not exclamation pointing, so 100 it is for him, and he'd like to spend a wear. Alonzo, 1 star is what he wants. That's not a thing. So he'll do 80. He's also not exclamation pointing, and actually he can get from 140 to 80 with his D cell, so that's fine. So 100 for a wear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how you do 100 for a wear there. So he spends his wear, and he moves on to his second phase. And now I'm really going to have to shoot Alonzo, because Alonzo is going to go 1, 2, 3, squat. That is not what you were supposed to do, Alonzo. All right. Rind wants to roll a dice for a chance, but it's not there, so he's going to go 120. He's going to actually go 140 to make sure he beats me off the line, which I was not planning on doing. So he goes 140, which he can do legally, and now he wants to spend 2 wear, so he's going to keep it outside, which actually really helped him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 2. And that ended up being a very fortuitous move by Rind, as he goes flying out through there and comes in next to Jackie. So I'm stuck going 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there, stuck in the corner. And that's miserable making for me. I'm not happy about that. James Hunt, I guess, I mean, what should I have done in hindsight? Should I have gone 120? It would have been better. Or 140. 140 would have been good. I would have liked 140 a lot, actually. But that's not what we did, so we backed off, so we had to live with it. All right, James Hunt, 1 star, no. 2 circle, yes. He is, well, there's no one next to him, so he does an exclamation point, but he does go 120. He had the misfortune to be behind me, so no slips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also the misfortune to have everyone in front of him blocking his way. So he spends a wear and is unhappy about it as well. All right, Mansell, 3, no. 2 and a star, no. 1 and a star, no. So he's just going to go 120. He has a slip coming, but the thing is he's not going to use it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Might as well take the line there. 1, 2, 3. I think you might as well take the line. Well, he's not going to spend anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he'd rather be here. Go 80. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be inside in case somebody's coming up. Speaking of which, Fittipaldi in the other McLaren is looking for a double star, which is basically all the speed. He can go 140. So he does. If he had skill, he does for 160. He doesn't have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seems right. And then Raikkonen is just going to do 100 plus D, which is for him lots of speed. He gets to 100 with his max excel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the March. All right, so here we are. Another turn. Nothing for me to decide. I'm stuck in the corner at 100. Maybe everyone else will get bottled up in front of me. All right, let's do some more moves.